A single bullet, some call it the magic bullet, passed through John F. Kennedy and into the governor of Texas, who was sitting in front, causing multiple injuries in both men. This bullet, the magic bullet, was fired by one man, Lee Harvey Oswald. But does this account ring true? Well, let's find out. This year is the 60th anniversary of the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, a truly terrible incident in American history. It's something of a personal landmark for me as well, because I turned 60 this year. I was born 6 months before the assassination, and it's an event that seems to have been with me all my life. It was a huge deal at the time and had a massive impact on American society and on the American political consciousness. Let's do the magic bullet theory today. This idea that Lee Harvey Oswald fired a bullet that passed through John F. Kennedy and into Governor John Connally, who was seated in front. Our main evidence is the 8mm colour film that was shot by Abraham Zapruder, a Ukrainian American who was exercising his home filmmaking skills, capturing the presidential motorcade as it made its way through Dallas, Texas. Now, back then, nobody had smartphones, so today JFK would have been filmed by hundreds, if not thousands of people as he moved through Dallas, Texas. But back then, it was only a handful of people who had cameras, cine cameras, to capture JFK. So our evidence base is much, much narrower. Now, if we watch the Zapruder tape, the Zapruder film, there's no doubt that at this point the president has been hit. Something has happened, although unfortunately the traffic sign obscures our vision. The First Lady, Jackie Kennedy, holds her husband, she's concerned, and then a second bullet hits the president and blows his head apart. And I was always confused by what Jackie Kennedy was doing that few moments afterwards, but it seems she was in shock and trying to retrieve part of his skull that had blown off. Before the traffic sign, Governor John Connally doesn't seem to be in any distress, but after the car passes the sign, he clearly is in trouble. Something has happened to him as well as to the president. I mean, it really is unfortunate that that traffic sign for about 7/10 of a second obscures our vision just as the president and the governor are being hit by the single bullet. The view of the Warren Commission that investigated the assassination was that the first bullet, the magic bullet, passed through President Kennedy's neck and then went through Connally's chest, his right wrist, before embedding itself in his thigh. Why did the Warren Commission put so much emphasis on this single magic bullet? Well, it really is key to the view that Lee Harvey Oswald acted on his own, that nobody else was firing at the president from the grassy knoll, for example, as some have speculated. No, Oswald was acting on his own, one bullet which passed through the two men, causing all these injuries. So let's be clear about what the magic bullet had to do. It had to go through Kennedy's back brace, which he wore on account of constant back pain, 15 layers of clothing worn by both men, 7 layers of skin, 15 inches of muscle tissue, and then smashing one of Connally's ribs and his radius bone. This means that from 6 stories above in the Texas Schoolbook Depository, Harvey Oswald fired a 6.5mm bullet that went through Kennedy's suitcoat from behind, exited his body from the front of his neck below the Adam's apple, then went through Connally's back, shattering his 5th right rib bone. It then exited from there to his right wrist before landing in the governor's thigh. Just to be clear, the Warren Commission wasn't ruling out that another bullet was fired, as clearly it was, but they were making it very clear that nobody else was firing except Lee Harvey Oswald. Now let's be clear, many firearms experts, ballistics experts, believe that this was entirely feasible, that there's nothing magic about the bullet. But there are also lots of skeptics, including a couple of people, as I said, on the Warren Commission. Why don't you tell me what you think about the magic bullet theory? Was there just one person firing that day, or were there other people apart from Lee Harvey Oswald?